This is Dr. Gigi Sabbat, and you're listening into the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Raul Marin. Welcome to the show. You're welcome. It's such an honor to have you here today. Now, can you start by telling me a little bit more about you and where you're from?
So I'm originally from the DC, Maryland area. Born and raised there. From DC now we're very to Florida. So it's been quite the journey of where I was born to where I am now.
Amazing. And tell us a little bit more about the work.
So I'm an educator. I've been in education for about 20 years. As an educator, I mean adults who are up to the country with learning second language. They're looking to start their career, maybe after education. Maybe they haven't done any of that at all. I work with adults in that aspect. I've also worked with find a job so they if they didn't know they had, doesn't mean then now as a speaker author, people like who are striving to achieve their goals, their dreams. People aspire to well and their purpose. That's what I wake up to do every day. Inspire somebody. You never know who you're going to inspire just by sending the right message.
That's right. Now, tell us a little bit more about the major challenges that you face in your life. Yes. We are in a coffee shop, so you may raise our voices.
So many. Probably the one that's made the most impact for me is the fact that I used to think that I value being with someone. I always felt every family has I didn't know what to answer to that because I just the default answer was I don't know. Maybe it's in my time. Maybe it's one. I shrugged off those questions. And I was on that point. I thought that my level was maybe the world would see me if I had someone to say, okay, here's my contribution. And when you're in personal growth, you don't know how to do it. So it's hard for you to see the light at the tunnel. I wasn't there. So when I finally decided to invest in myself, invest in my faith, to invest in myself, I've been deeper than I could. That's what really inspired me to change my life around in terms of my mindset, in terms of who I could be. And that's where I really started to do more writing, do more speaking, do more influential writing. That's a gift. Once you discover it, there's nothing that will be back.
Very good. And recently, you and I just hosted the second annual Global Poetry Competition in Heights. Tell us a little bit more about your experience as a judge with the poetry competition.
It's wonderful, but it's also very difficult experience, right? Because you don't award anybody. Right. They're just simply showing up. There is so much there was something that our keynote speaker said, Dr. Ramdan, we talked about how there's groups that we hide and there's certain groups that we it's in that poetic expression that I feel like it's a judge kind of seeing it from another lens.
Exactly.
It's really great to see how we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones with it's everywhere, global. I think it's where we can come together and just celebrate the art of expression.
No expression. You and I are working on it. And one of our judges from the second Global Poetry Competition, Iceland. Tell us a little bit more about the book project and what can folks expect.
I love the title.
Explosion of expression.
Explosion of expression. I mean, endless. How to express yourself, how you communicate. So many words.
Yes.
Right? All of us have so many things that we can inspire so many people just telling them that they make. But I think for me, as I talk to them about it, it's getting away from the dark and coming into the light. What's your purpose? And how you can inspire the world. I share life with them every single day with poetry. It's amazing. It's going to be explosive. Yes. No pun intended. Explosion of expression.
Yes, it's coming soon, the poetry book, and we're super excited to share it with all of you. Now, Raul, what message do you have for an individual who loves to write, they love to write poetry, but they have a fear of sharing their poem?
Keep sharing, keep writing. I think some of the best poetry that we're out is the ones that we don't see. And that's what people write in their journals. It's what I mean by in their notes app. I mean, I love the old school paper and pencil style, but I know people are techie as well. So if you write in the notes app, it's a journal, it's just notebook paper, whatever it is. But there's obviously a message that you have to share. There's no, I don't think there's any limits or boundaries as to what you should write or how you should write it. As long as you feel confident in the message of what you're trying to say, I would just say keep on writing, because there's nobody in the world that can do it as good as you do.
That's very true. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
That's something you have to wake up every day. And for me, that means waking up and being grateful for the sunshine. Speaking clear the window, because to me, that is the air that I get before I get my cup of coffee. When you are in a coffee shop, and that's
Yes, we are in a coffee shop that's Leeds Coffee in Tampa, Florida.
After I get that morning, so I'm trying to enter it, right?
Yeah.
I feel grateful for being here, for being grounded. I put my feet on the floor, and that's a sign to me to wake up. And I just start to ask myself, what am I grateful for? What am I looking forward to? What is something that challenged me in the last week, but I know that I can do it. Just by taking steps, just by taking habits, right? Routines. The routines are not repetitive. They're just things that allow you to continue to where you want to be. And just really be in tune with yourself about what it is that you feel that you think you're so effortless that you can do it the rest of your life. And that's basically the guiding point. I'm really good at this. This is a gift, and I'm exploring more of it. So let me share it with the world, because this is what I like to do.
Exactly. There's so much to be grateful for in this life. So thanks so much for sharing. Now, any last words to the audience?
Let's say, what am I grateful for? Just start with that one. I don't know what you don't always get to meet in this coffee shop on certain inspiring words. What inspires me? And see what happens there.